What's up, you guys? I'm Dan, this is Frugal Not Cheap, and today we'll be discussing when to start investing. This is a topic that comes up a lot when people and I first talk about personal finance. They say they're interested in saving and investing and improving their situation, but as the conversation winds down, they say something like, "I should talk to you someday when I make more money." I'm making this video in the hopes of dispelling the notion that you need to put together serious money in order to start investing. Whatever that amount might be in your head could be different for everyone. But whatever amount you may have in mind, if it's not under $100, I think it's way too high. Anyway, I'm trying to pay it forward. When I was in college, I took a financial analysis class from a former CPA at Arthur Andersen. I learned all kinds of stuff for the exams, and some of that knowledge I even retain to this day. But the thing I remember most is one day where he showed us a table and how we could set up a Roth IRA for our kids and have them set for life with very little money invested through compound interest. Compound interest is ridiculously powerful. It just takes time. You may have heard the story about the person who makes a deal with the king, where they get a penny at the beginning, but that penny doubles the next day, and it doubles and so on every day forward, and next thing you know, the kingdom's bankrupt. That's compound interest. I graduated from college in 2006, and with my professor's advice in mind, after I started my first full-time job as a nonprofit credit counselor, I contributed $200 to a Roth IRA in 2007. I also started contributing to a 401k at work. In 2008, when I went off to graduate school, I rolled that 401k into a traditional IRA. In that IRA, I had just $1,381 invested. And I bought a 5-fund portfolio of exchange-traded funds, ETFs. So that was back in September of 2008. It's been a little bit over 12 years, and of course, eventually I moved brokerages and changed up my portfolio. I've actually simplified it quite a lot. But I wanted to show you how much that particular portfolio would be worth today. So using a backtesting tool from buyupside.com, which includes dividend reinvestment, link in the description below, I was able to figure out what that portfolio would be worth today. That investment of $1,381 would be worth $4,072.71. That's a return of just under 195%. Not too shabby. And you can see the returns of VTI, which makes up the large portion of my portfolio these days. It's the Vanguard Total US Stock Market Index. The returns on that were 342% over that period. Now remember, I said I was a nonprofit credit counselor, so I'd like to point out that when I made these investments, I was making a nonprofit salary in North Carolina. In 2007, I made $28,022. So if you're thinking you don't make enough, well, that's only half of the equation. The key is to cut spending below your income. And once you do that, even if it's only by a little, you can start making some headway. If you've got high interest debt or no emergency fund, then if it were me, I would prioritize those. But then I'd divert that money that I was using towards those goals over to my investments. Because of compounding, the earlier you start, the better. Every dollar invested at age 20 could grow to $21 by the age of retirement, whereas a dollar invested at age 30 would grow to only about half that, to about $11. And if you put a dollar in your 40s, or at 40, then it would only grow about 5 or 6 times. So again, the earlier you start, the better. It doesn't have to take a lot of money, and the earlier you start, the more powerful it'll be because your funds will have more time to compound. Compound interest, again, is just a matter of time. Now, as far as the details, that's why I made a detailed video. It's 35 minutes long. It's called Investing for Beginners, and it really covers all the basics. I'd encourage you to check that one out. But for today, I just hope to hammer down the point that you don't need to wait till some magical time when you have enough money to start investing. You can start investing in an IRA or a Roth IRA for as little as $1. In fact, I started a designated beneficiary account for my friend's firstborn and also a custodial account for my goddaughter. These are a gift for them when they turn 18. And in one of them, I set up a simple portfolio of 2 funds, the Schwab US Stock Market and Schwab Total International Stock Market funds, and both of these have minimum investments of just $1. I ended up investing about $268, and she's doing quite well. When they're both adults and graduating from high school, I hope they'll look at the growth in their accounts, and it'll be a lesson on the power of compound interest, and motivate them to start investing early. And I hope this video motivates you to start doing the same. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, and I'll see you in the next video.